The question today is about getting in touch with your feelings in order to become more aware of how the ego thoughts and beliefs in the mind are not yours and not you. And it's so invaluable because in the Course it says you will know by how you feel. You will know by how you feel which teacher you're following. And so whenever there's what you might call a disturbance, even what might seem like excitement, when there's a disturbance, when it's not soft and content and calm, when it's not peaceful, whenever there's a disturbance in the mind, a clench of some sort, you want to notice it. And you don't have to be able to identify, you don't need a lexicon of feelings immediately. At least saying, there's a clench is very supportive, because when you notice that clench, then you also have the awareness that you can see that you're not soft and open. And it's that soft openness that allows you to be in receptivity of that answer and awareness in that moment. Closed equals defended, and open and soft equals receptive. And as this is something that we're accepting what's already been given, it's very essential that you actually be soft, open, and receptive, at least for a moment. So you've become aware that there's a clench, you've become aware that there's something in operation. And if you notice how you feel, you might become increasingly aware of being able to name that emotion. That's not as important as noticing the clench in the first place. That's really it, because that allows you to draw into your awareness that you're not at peace. And in asking and bringing the spirit into your awareness to ask for support and help in that moment, then you can be helped to have whatever awareness is needed. So sometimes you notice, I feel like a kind of like a sinking feeling. I feel like a clench. I feel like a tightness, like a feeling. I feel like slightly irritated or aggrieved or angry. And as you allow yourself to see those emotions, you can then become aware of the thought that goes with them. Now, not necessarily the thought that goes with the story from which you're bothered, but the thought that goes with the emotion is what's really important. That thought will give you this hard done by feeling, no matter what you're looking at. There'll be some grievance of hard done by or mistaken or misunderstood. And then you can trace that back to the belief that goes with it, and then ultimately see the desire that's in the mind in that moment. Because the desire is what you're hanging on to, that's just too much of a clench for you to release into wanting to hear the answer. There's a desperate need to hang on to a specific of some kind. Absolutely guaranteed. This is not sometimes it's like that, it's like every single time. And that's the death grip that the ego has on your mind in that moment. That's where you've sided with it without being aware that you did. Because one, you either thought the thoughts and ideas and beliefs and emotions that were in the mind were yours. And two, this desire seemed reasonable to you. So even once you question the belief that you're being hard done by or victimized in some way, it seems still often hard to let something go, to release that clench and soften into being willing to hear the answer. And that always comes from the desire is something that seems reasonable, and it seems to be yours, and it seems to keep you safe, and it seems to make you happy. At least that's what it's promised. So if you're willing to look and trace back from the emotions, you'll see the thoughts that you think, and you'll see the beliefs that you think you own, and you'll see the desire that you believe you have. And having and being are synonymous in the Course. So if it's not peace at the center there, that singular desire, then you're having an experience of being other than Christ, other than who you are in truth. And that's easy to question at that moment. And the relinquishment of that desire is to notice that you already have and are everything you could ever want and be. And so by choosing anything other than peace, you're choosing too small. You're choosing just this tiny thing, and that's tiny. You're worthy of so much more than that. So there's a real invitation to get clear on exactly what it is that you're believing and desiring in the moment, and what little thought was it that got you, that took you the whole way, that you believed. So yeah, getting in touch with your emotions is extremely powerful. It's extremely potent, because you can at least say in every moment, if you feel a clench, that you don't like how you feel. You don't like how you feel. It's that simple. It's an easy way to invite the spirit in. It's chapter 30, rules for decision. Least I can decide I don't like how I feel, and that I must have decided wrongly. And therefore there's the openness to listen and choose once again for peace.